Hey everyone, and welcome back to Love Hackers, your daily dose of dating advice. I'm Alex Carter.
And I'm Sophie Tanaka.
Are you ready for another deep dive into the world of dating?
I know I am.
Today, we're tackling a topic that's, well, it's sure to raise some eyebrows.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We're talking about Ashley Madison.
Ooh, intriguing.
You know, you sent us some really interesting research on it, and we're here to kind of unpack what we learned and share the most fascinating insights with all of you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have the wrong idea about Ashley Madison.
Yeah, it's definitely a platform that's often shrouded in mystery and misconception. So let's peel back the layers and see what's really going on, shall we?
Let's do it.
First off, I was blown away to learn that Ashley Madison has been around since 2002.
Wow.
That's over 2 decades in the online dating game. I mean, that's older than some of our listeners.
Right. Like, I really speaks to its staying power. And with over 60 million users, it's clearly tapping into a desire that's not going away anytime soon.
It makes you wonder, what is it about Ashley Madison that keeps people coming back for more? I mean, we all know the stereotype. It's the site for affairs.
Yeah, that's the reputation it's built. But what's fascinating is that it's not entirely accurate. While Ashley Madison does cater to those seeking discreet encounters outside their primary relationship, it also welcomes single users looking for a specific type of connection.
Really? That's interesting. So it's not just about infidelity. There's a broader appeal there. What kind of single users are we talking about?
Well, the research we dove into suggests that many single users on Ashley Madison are those who prefer to keep their dating life under wraps,
Okay.
maybe due to their profession or personal preferences. They value anonymity and discretion, which the platform offers in spades.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can see how that would be attracted to some people. It's like the online dating equivalent of a speakeasy. A hidden world where you can explore connections without the usual social pressures.
Exactly. And the research we're looking at actually took a very hands-on approach to understand this hidden world. They didn't just browse profiles. They went full-on undercover, creating standardized profiles and actively engaging with users on the platform.
Wow, talk about commitment to research. It's like they were undercover love agents infiltrating the secret society of Ashley Madison. What did they find when they went undercover?
Well, one thing they highlighted was Ashley Madison's user-friendliness, particularly praising the detailed search filters. Unlike some dating apps that just throw a sea of faces at you, Ashley Madison allows you to get really specific with your criteria.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
When discretion is key, you want to be sure you're connecting with people who align with your desires and needs. No time for awkward first dates when you're trying to keep things on the down low.
Precisely. And the effectiveness of these search filters really speaks to a larger trend we're seeing in online dating: increased specialization. People are looking for very specific types of connections, and platforms like Ashley Madison are catering to that demand.
It's like the evolution of niche dating. We've got apps for farmers, apps for dog lovers, and now apps for those seeking discreet encounters. It's fascinating how technology is reshaping how we connect, even in these less conventional ways.
Absolutely. And speaking of unconventional, we have to talk about Ashley Madison's unique credit system. It's not your typical subscription model.
Right. Instead of paying a monthly fee, men on the platform purchase credits which they use to initiate conversations. Each message costs a certain number of credits, so it can get pricey depending on how active you are.
This credit system is intriguing because it creates a different dynamic than we see on other platforms. It adds a layer of intentionality as men are literally investing in each interaction.
That's a good point. It's not just about swiping mindlessly. There's a financial element that might make people more selective about who they reach out to. It makes you wonder, does this lead to more meaningful connections?
That's a question worth pondering. On one hand, it could encourage more thoughtful communication and deter those just looking for casual flings. But it also raises the question of accessibility and fairness, as women on the platform don't have to pay to message.
It definitely adds a complex layer to the whole experience. And that complexity extends to the platform's focus on privacy and anonymity, which we know is a major draw for its users.
Absolutely. Ashley Madison goes to great lengths to protect user identities. The research we looked at highlighted how the app is discreetly titled AM with an inconspicuous logo, and it even disables screenshots to prevent unauthorized sharing of information.
It's like they've built a fortress of discretion with every feature designed to safeguard users' anonymity. They even offer options to blur photos or use masks, adding an extra layer of protection.
It's clear that privacy is paramount on Ashley Madison. This raises the question, is this level of anonymity truly empowering for users? Or does it potentially create a space where people can act with less accountability?
That's a really interesting question and one that we'll definitely delve deeper into. It's a delicate balance between fostering genuine connections while also acknowledging the potential risks associated with anonymity.
Exactly. And while we're on the topic of risks, we can't ignore the elephant in the room, the infamous data breach of 2015.
Right. That was a major event that shook the platform and raised serious concerns about user data security. Even years later, it casts a shadow over Ashley Madison and prompts us to consider the trade-offs between anonymity and vulnerability in the digital age.
It's a reminder that even in the most discreet of online spaces, there are inherent risks, and users need to be aware of those risks and take appropriate precautions.
It definitely highlights the importance of digital literacy and being cautious about what information we share online, no matter what platform we're using.
Couldn't agree more. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the demographics of Ashley Madison. The research revealed something surprising. It's not just a playground for married individuals.
That is surprising. I thought the stereotype was that everyone on Ashley Madison was looking for a side piece.
It seems like that's a misconception. The research actually found that a significant portion of users are single individuals seeking casual encounters. They're drawn to the platform for its emphasis on discretion and the ability to connect with like-minded individuals without judgment.
So it's not just about cheating, it's about finding connections on your own terms, regardless of your relationship status.
Right.
It's about embracing a certain level of secrecy and exploring desires that might not align with societal norms.
Precisely. Ashley Madison seems to be carving out a space for those who want to date outside the traditional rules, whether they're married or single.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating look at how online dating is evolving to cater to a wider range of desires and needs.
This is getting really interesting. We've covered a lot of ground already from the platform's history and unique features to its demographics and the ever-present shadow of the data breach. But we're just scratching the surface here.
Right. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll go even deeper into the user experience, exploring what it's actually like to navigate this world of discrete encounters. We'll look at the conversations, the connections, and the overall vibe of the Ashley Madison community.
Stay tuned, folks, because things are about to get juicy.
Welcome back to Love Hackers.
We're deep in the heart of Ashley Madison territory, exploring what makes this platform tick and what it reveals about the changing landscape of dating.
And last time we talked about how Ashley Madison goes beyond just facilitating affairs, offering a space for both married and single individuals seeking discrete connections.
We also got into some of the platform's unique features, like the credit system and the intense focus on privacy.
But now let's shift our focus to the user experience. What's it actually like to be on Ashley Madison? The research we're looking at didn't just analyze the platform from afar, they actually dove headfirst into the world of Ashley Madison interactions.
It would full method, right? Created profiles, sent messages, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly. They wanted to understand the dynamics of communication and connection on this platform, and one thing they noted was the level of honesty and directness in user interactions.
That makes sense, doesn't it? When you're on a platform specifically designed for discrete encounters, there's less need for beating around the bush. People are generally upfront about what they're looking for.
It's almost like a shared understanding exists, a sort of unspoken agreement that everyone's on the same page in terms of intentions. This can be quite refreshing for those who are tired of the games and ambiguity often associated with traditional dating.
It's like everyone's wearing their heart, or at least their desires, on their sleeve. No need for decoding mixed signals or trying to decipher cryptic text messages.
Precisely. And this directness can actually lead to more authentic connections. When people are upfront about their needs and expectations, it can foster a sense of trust and transparency.
Which is essential, especially when you're dealing with something as sensitive as infidelity or discrete encounters. You need to know that the person on the other side of the screen is being genuine and respectful of your boundaries.
Absolutely. But even with this shared understanding, the researchers did encounter some users who were hesitant to divulge personal information or move the conversation beyond the platform.
That's understandable, isn't it?
Oh.
Even on a platform designed for discretion, there's still a level of vulnerability involved. People want to protect themselves both emotionally and in terms of their privacy.
It highlights the delicate balance between seeking connection and maintaining anonymity. And this is where Ashley Madison's privacy features really come into play. Remember those blurred photos and masked profiles we talked about earlier?
Right. It's like they've created a digital masquerade ball, allowing users to control how much of themselves they reveal.
The researchers found that these features gave users a sense of empowerment, allowing them to define their own level of comfort and control the narrative of their online identity.
It's like having a secret identity in the world of online dating. You can be whoever you want to be without the fear of judgment or exposure.
It's an interesting concept, isn't it? This ability to craft a persona that might be different from your everyday life, it makes you wonder about the psychological implications of such anonymity.
Does it allow people to explore different aspects of themselves, or does it create a disconnect between their online and offline lives?
It's a question worth pondering, but beyond the psychological aspects, those privacy features also have practical implications. Remember how we discussed the lingering impact of the 2015 data breach?
Right. It's a constant reminder of the risks involved in online dating, especially when sensitive information is at stake.
Exactly. So while some might argue that Ashley Madison's privacy features encourage a lack of accountability, others might see them as essential tools for self-preservation in a digital world where privacy is increasingly under threat.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers. But let's shift our focus back to the research for a moment. Did they actually find any success in their undercover Ashley Madison mission?
They did. They managed to connect with several users who were open to exchanging contact information and taking the conversation offline.
So it's not just theoretical this platform can actually facilitate real-world connections, but I imagine success on Ashley Madison, like any dating platform, depends on a variety of factors.
Absolutely. Your profile, your communication style, your ability to build rapport, all of these things come into play. And of course, there's always an element of luck involved.
Right. You can have the most witty profile in the world, but if you're not connecting with the right people at the right time, it's all for naught.
Exactly. But one thing the researchers emphasized was the importance of being upfront about your intentions and respecting the boundaries of others.
That should go without saying, really.
Yeah.
But it's especially important on a platform like Ashley Madison, where people are seeking specific types of connections. No one wants to feel misled or pressured into something they're not comfortable with.
Transparency and respect are key, regardless of the platform or the nature of the relationship you're seeking.
Well said. But let's talk a little more about the actual messaging experience on Ashley Madison. Did the researchers uncover any interesting insights about how conversations flowed?
They did. Remember how we talked about men needing to purchase credits to initiate conversations?
Right, that unique credit system. It's certainly different from the free-for-all messaging we see on other apps.
Well, the researchers found that even though men have to pay to message, the response rate from women was surprisingly high. Conversations tended to be engaging and often led to exchanges of contact information for offline communication.
It's interesting. It seems like even with that financial barrier, men on Ashley Madison are finding it worthwhile to invest in those initial interactions.
It could be that the credit system acts as a filter, attracting those who are more serious about finding connections rather than just casual browsers.
That makes sense. If you're willing to put money behind your messages, you're probably more invested in the outcome.
Exactly. And this intentionality might be contributing to the positive experiences reported by the researchers. They found that overall, the messaging environment on Ashley Madison felt focused and purpose-driven.
Like everyone's there with a shared goal, which can create a sense of camaraderie and mutual understanding.
It's a far cry from the sometimes chaotic and overwhelming world of traditional dating apps.
It certainly seems that way, but let's not forget that Ashley Madison isn't without its controversies.
Right. The shadow of the 2015 data breach still looms large, and the platform's very nature raises ethical questions about infidelity and the complexities of modern relationships.
It's a platform that forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about love, desire, and the choices we make.
And that perhaps is its most intriguing aspect. It's not just about finding a date. It's about exploring the boundaries of our own desires and challenging societal norms.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener. We've learned so much about Ashley Madison, its users, and the evolving landscape of online dating. But there's still more to explore.
Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll wrap up our analysis and offer some final thoughts on this fascinating platform.
Welcome back to Love Hackers.
We're wrapping up our deep dive into the world of Ashley Madison, a platform that sparked both curiosity and controversy,
Yeah, for sure. And we've talked about its unique features, its focus on discretion, and the surprisingly diverse demographics of its user base.
But now it's time to delve into the heart of the matter. What's the Ashley Madison experience actually like? The research we've been discussing offers some fascinating insights into the conversation's connections and overall vibe of this platform.
Yeah, they went beyond just analyzing data. They actually created profiles and engaged with users firsthand, getting a real feel for the dynamics at play.
And one thing that struck them was the contrast between the platform's reputation for facilitating affairs and the actual experiences of its users.
Right. We've already talked about how Ashley Madison isn't just for married people seeking extramarital encounters.
Yeah.
It also attracts single individuals who value discretion and anonymity in their dating lives.
And the researchers found that this mix of users creates a surprisingly diverse and nuanced community.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they encountered people from all walks of life with a wide range of motivations and relationship goals.
I see.
Some were indeed seeking affairs, while others were looking for casual encounters, open relationships, or even just companionship without the pressures of traditional dating.
So it seems like Ashley Madison is less about a specific type of relationship and more about creating a space where people can explore their desires on their own terms.
Exactly. It's about finding connection outside the confines of societal expectations and embracing a level of secrecy that might not be possible in their everyday lives.
And this sense of freedom and anonymity can be empowering for some, allowing them to express themselves in ways they might not feel comfortable doing elsewhere.
But it also raises questions about the potential for deception and the challenges of building trust in an environment where identities are often concealed.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance, isn't it? Fostering genuine connection while also acknowledging the complexities and potential risks of anonymity.
The researchers found that Ashley Madison users navigate this balance in different ways.
Okay, how so?
While some were open and direct about their intentions from the start, while others preferred to reveal themselves gradually as trust developed.
And despite the emphasis on discretion, many users still sought a sense of authenticity and emotional connection in their interactions.
Right. They weren't just looking for fleeting encounters. They wanted to connect with people who understood their desires and respected their need for privacy.
This desire for genuine connection was reflected in the conversations observed by the researchers. Right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They noted a surprising amount of depth and vulnerability in many exchanges, with users sharing personal stories, hopes, and fears.
So it seems that even in the world of discrete encounters, the human need for intimacy and understanding remains strong.
It challenges the stereotype of Ashley Madison users as solely motivated by lust or a desire to deceive their partners.
And suggests a more nuanced and perhaps even relatable truth, that even those seeking discrete encounters are searching for a sense of belonging and human connection.
Right.
This deep dive into Ashley Madison has been a real eye-opener, hasn't it?
It really has. It's challenged our assumptions, sparked important conversations, and shed light on the evolving nature of relationships and intimacy in the digital age.
It's a reminder that the world of dating is far more complex and diverse than we often give it credit for.
And that even in the most unconventional of spaces, the human desire for connection persists.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the intriguing and often misunderstood world of Ashley Madison.
We hope you found this exploration as insightful and thought-provoking as we did.
And if you're looking for more dating advice tips and deep dives into the fascinating world of modern romance, be sure to subscribe to Love Hackers.
We're Alex Carter
And Sophie Tanaka.
Your dating guru is here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of love and connection.
Don't forget to like, comment, and share this episode with anyone who might be curious about Ashley Madison or just looking for some love hacks of their own.
Until next time, happy dating.